I quickly want to now shift focus to the latest in investigations in Russia. Remember the 4 armed terrorists who broke into that Crocus City Hall on Friday night, spraying bullets during a concert. Now 137 people died, 182 people have been wounded. Russian President Vladimir Putin, he was all fire and brimstone when he said that not only those radical Islamists, they would be in the line of fire, but even those who are part of that wider campaign of intimidation, they would not be spared. And Russian officials have specifically spoken of not just Ukraine, but also the United States of America. Now, according to President Putin, those who planned the attack, now they would be in trouble. The Islamic State has claimed responsibility for this attack. The United States publicly believes what the Islamic State says. The hardline Islamist terrorist organization also released footage of the massacre. US officials claim that they warned Russia about this attack, but the Russians say that this warning was very general. I quickly want to cut across to Moscow. Tatiana Khukhreva is a senior Russian journalist. She joins me on the broadcast. Tatiana, what's the latest with the investigations in Moscow? Why is President Putin so angry, and not just at the Islamic State?
Hello, Gaurav. Well, what I can definitely tell you is that the president just spoke this morning about the ongoing investigation, and he's reiterated that the investigators are being very, very extremely thorough. He addressed the General Prosecutors Collegium. It's an extended panel, and he spoke about the fact that they're trying to put together all of the smallest details of this terrible terror attack. They're now working on establishing the roles of the terrorists and how it was being planned. Okay. He also spoke about the migration and that the fact that a lot of people are dissatisfied with migration out here, and that it needs to be taken under control. And he he specifically stressed about the migration in this address. He's also addressed the prosecutors, saying that he expects that the prosecutors within their power will do everything so that the assailants carry just punishment for their actions.
So, Tatiana, what I want to understand from you, do we have details from the investigation so far? What was the motive of this of this terror strike? While there is talk of radical Islamist terrorists of the Islamic State, why are fingers also being pointed at Ukraine and this link with the United States of America? Where does that come from?
Well, as I said, Gaurav, the investigation is very much still underway, and the authorities are very careful to not let any sort of, confusion on the web, because that these days any sort of information gets leaked, and then there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of rumors, etc., being spread out. And they've already spoken extensively about not, the journalists not peddling, any unofficial information. But I can tell you that the head of the Federal Security Bureau has said that the Ukrainian special forces, to his knowledge, have coordinated, have aided this terror attack, although it had been prepared for by radical Islamists. He's also called to acknowledge the SBU, the security forces of Ukraine, as a terror organization. He's said that the terror threat in Russia remains, and also again spoke about the information that was transmitted by Washington about the possible attack. He's again said that this information was very general, and this is exactly why there was no reaction, because there was no concreteness in this information.
Okay, okay. No, but that's a grave charge to level, Tatiana. On what basis? Is there any evidence or any scientific evidence to prove that it was the Ukrainian forces that had actually trained these terrorists, or provided weapons or ammunition, or guided them? Where is the evidence to suggest any of this? How is Russia responding to all these points being raised?
Well, look, this is what the president and all of the officials have been very vocal about. They've been saying that, when all of the people who were aiding this attack, who facilitated this terrible, terrible attack on Moscow, that claimed so many lives of people who just came to a rock concert, all of those people who aided and abetted and planned and ordered potentially this attack will bear punishment, and the punishment will be coordinated. It would be according to the damage that they caused.
The damage has been immense, 140 plus killed, many injured. But I want to specifically ask you, what have investigations revealed about this alleged or suspected link with neighboring Ukraine?
So the head of the FSB has spoken today, and he said that the FSB knows that Ukraine trained militants, trained potential terrorists in the Middle East, that the terror attack that happened in Moscow, this terrible terror attack, was necessary for Western intelligence services and Ukraine to kind of rock the boat within Russia, to create panic in the society. And he's also reiterated that right now the department, his department, together with the partner intelligence services in friendly countries, is working on identifying all of the participants, all of the parts, all of the countries, the agents that took part, played any part in this horrendous terror attack. And he's also said that the head of the GUR of Ukraine, Budanov, can become potentially a legitimate target for Russia.
Does that explain the preparations for a massive strike, missile strike, that are being either planned or executed? Tatiana, many thanks for joining me here on India Today. We will see what's the evidence that's put out in public domain.